Welcome to Vibe Unit. This is a Sunday session in the classic sense again. We are here to represent my song. That sounds so facetious, but I've been joking about all day how it's like my day. That was a notification that we are live. Let me
Turn those off, please.
give me just a second. We'll be right back with you folks.
That's funny. That's like literally the whole reason that I found an old phone to do that on.
I typically would have had my other many
It's
iPhones.
like it doesn't have service. The Wi-Fi's off. Like, what could possibly go wrong?
Okay.
Cool.
Let's make sure this is good.
Hmm.
It is working.
It is.
Yeah, I'm in airplane mode now, which I have another song that I hope to share with you guys some point where I reference airplane mode. Anyway.
That's actually the meaning of my tattoo. It's airplane mode. It's not. It's just everyone always asks about that specific tattoo.
I actually really like that idea. Okay. Let's start
I
over.
wish it just worked. You know, like you just get a tattoo of an airplane, and now you just can't be disturbed.
No
It's
one can
amazing.
talk to you. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. A little bit different today, a little bit cowboy going on here, kind of flying by the seat of our pants. We had a different idea in mind for the day, but we decided to pivot due to circumstances to this. Anyway, I'm going to run it right away. Let's throw up that dono screen. If you're on this list, we really appreciate your support. Because of the folks on this list, we are able to actually do this, and also it motivates us to keep up the dream, I guess you could say. So thank you. If you're on this list, we really appreciate it. We do have a Cash App and a Patreon if you're feeling like helping out financially. Also, we're still looking for members, a band that would like to perform at our venue here. We're treating it kind of like a venue and doing this thing called a Sunday showcase, where if you have about 30 minutes of material, you as an individual artist or if you have a band can come and perform, and we can broadcast it and get you some exposure. We can't offer you any monetary value at the moment, but we can offer you exposure and a video you can share around if you're trying to get gigs or whatever. But the requirements is 30 minutes at least of of original material. You as a band, you in a band, or you as an individual artist. We're good with either. And that's about it. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitch, and all those things. YouTube, we're streaming. Are we streaming on Facebook, or did we cut that out?
No, that's gone now, man. They keep
Nope.
switching the requirements, and it just hasn't worked for a while. We
Gotcha.
tried for a while to stay up with it, but it's
But the
just
YouTube
not worth it.
links, as soon as we go live, the YouTube link is posted to Facebook, so you
Perfect.
can still find us there.
I think
There you
that's
go.
everything, right? We have an Instagram too.
Yeah, we have an
That's
Instagram.
about it.
You can follow us there. We try to keep up with that. Also, if you are just trying to get some questions or anything or answers to questions that you have about what this is and what we can provide, please hit us up either individually or through the email, media@vibeunit.com. Right? Still that
Yep.
email? Okay.
Sure is.
All right. So today is a little different than we have been. But you might, if you've been a longtime fan of Vibe Unit, you might remember we used to play music on this stream.
Speaking of that, that would if this is indeed a Sunday session, in the spirit of maybe what we used to do a little bit of, this would make session 110.
Oh, I like that
So it's a nice round number. I
love
like
round
it.
for my day.
numbers.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We have Nick here today. We have John and Katie. And it really makes me happy to have some of my favorite people, favorite musicians from the area backing me today as I teach a song. But before we do all that, let's talk about how our weeks are going. Nick, how you been, man?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Anything new in your life?
Not really. I
Oh,
should have
fascinating.
prepared something, but it's the same old stuff.
Yeah.
So
Cool. What about you, John?
Tired, man.
Yeah. Well, you did a lot of work this week.
Yeah, we did a pretty major system overhaul at the livery where I work, in terms of like audiovisual stuff. So I spent most of my week over there doing that integration, and I'm tired.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's
Yeah,
all I
like
can
you
say.
basically rebuilt the whole system.
Yeah, yeah.
They got-
We took a lightning hit like 2 weeks ago, pretty direct, and I mean everything from kitchen, like stuff in the kitchen, like pizza ovens being weird after, you know what I mean, like
Even
Just-
the ovens.
dude, just the most weird stuff. But I mean, when you take, 1,000,000 volts or whatever,
Yeah. Run it through everything.
like
Every
what do you-
capacitor just blows up at that point.
yeah, so I don't, to be honest with you, I don't know all what was affected, but like we lost our point of sale system, and I mean it was a rough couple of weeks, but
Of course,
least-
like the one venue in town would get struck by a lightning
dude,
bolt.
I
Are
know,
you
right?
kidding
But
me?
what's crazy about it though is it weirdly to me feels like some sort of a catalyst, right? Because like I'm not sure we would have done any of what has been done this last week if it weren't for that. You know,
Yeah.
like that was kind of the driver. And you're right, it is like the only venue in town. So it feels good to like, I don't know, have all that in a pretty good spot. It's going to take some more time, I guess, to get everything kind of figured out exactly. 'Cause it's all just very new, and we only had minimal time to get things ready. I mean, we didn't miss a single show.
That's the cool part. Like,
So-
you didn't even miss your stride, really, except for the ironing out of
Well,
the
all,
kinks
all,
that exist
all of my
now.
stress is it's back end, right? Like that's not for the concert goer or whatever, right? So in terms of the people we serve, their experience didn't really change. So I feel good about that.
Yeah, something to be proud of for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm excited for the future. But it has been a long week. So
And
if y'all want to come out, and see what we got going, we had just a major set of upgrades. So I really feel like the room has improved drastically.
we were over there just a moment ago to set up that projector
Mm-hmm.
or the screen for it, and I got to look at that board. The amount of space you've gained from the new setup in that behind that mix board is cool.
Oh,
Like,
it's nuts. Yeah,
before it was so cramped in
It
there.
was all really old equipment, where like anything you want to add or do to signal, like you got to have another box to do it. So you end up with just a stack of boxes. And like honestly, ripping out all the old stuff was more work than installing most of the new. It's just so much of it, and you end up needing multiples of everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, we gained a lot of space back, which is good because we don't have really any extra.
Right.
So
And Katie, how are you doing?
I'm good, man.
Good.
Just
Yeah, we got to
working.
hang out a lot this week.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was fun.
That we worked on this song, Katie and I, the one we're about to show, or we ran it a little differently at my place, but we came up with a riff that Katie is gonna play, and it's really nice because it gives a nice, like, it adds texture to like the pads and all the stuff that I'm doing over here. So I appreciate you two being here to do some rhythm section, cover that. But Katie, we also worked on one of your songs. And hope maybe we'll play that on here some point. Yeah.
Maybe, but not today because today is Mike's day.
Shh, don't tell the audience that. It might come across as a little.
you don't think you came across as a little?
No, it's all you guys doing that
Oh,
to me.
Okay.
But no, I appreciate you all being here and backing me. And Katie and I did like an Instagram, and we got some good feedback on that.
That was dope. I saw that
Yeah.
last night.
Or it may have been a couple nights ago, but yeah, last night.
Well, I wasn't on Instagram for a couple days.
Oh,
so
okay.
like when I got on there, it's like everybody had something to show. It was cool. Took a minute to catch up.
I was really proud of not only this version of the song the song we're about to do, the version here, but the version we did in the room, but also a version of a song that Katie wrote called "If This Is a Risk." We ran through that. We actually have the Instagram video we posted was just a snippet of it, but the whole video is recorded, and I think Katie actually posted that.
Yeah, I did. I also posted the video of your song because I am an instant gratification junkie, and the video was really fuzzy, but you have a clearer one on your phone.
Yeah.
AirDrop.
So what happened was I texted her first the video, and the quality had to get dropped, I guess, for some reason when
It sounded good though.
'cause
That's what matters.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that because typically you'd get a full, unless I had to compress it, and that's what. But I don't know.
I think AirDrop is
The
the key
airdrop
from here
method
on
was
out.
your song, and it looked good. So yeah, interesting. Anyway, so today, We're doing a song I wrote called All Night.
We're doing all night, all day.
All night, all day. The whole day is all night.
I love it.
So what do you got for us?
Well, I was going to talk through a little bit. I was thinking, because we already kind of generally know the song, I'll do some shout-outs about where I want the dynamics to go. I won't sing the first time through, unfortunately. I know Katie was relying on that, but then after we get like an idea of like where the dynamics will be for a chorus, maybe I'll just shout out chorus or whatever, and then eventually I'll start adding in the words. The other thing is after we run through it a couple times, I'll kind of give a background on like how I wrote, like why I wrote it and stuff. So.
And by know it, you mean just heard it.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
some.
Yeah. I shouldn't be drinking like milk, like coffee, and like dairy product before I sing. I was told not to do that.
I thought you were about to say I shouldn't be drinking this over John's keys.
That's his favorite keyboard.
Yeah.
Like he loves that.
Yeah, he does. He was really talking it up. So it starts out with an A major chord. Yeah.
I got one of those.
Can everyone play their A majors?
And it's quiet.
Play an A major, Nick. There you go. Okay.
A custom, but close enough.
You need to tune that. All right. So
I do have some of these.
Ooh, I got some of this. They say the difference between a bad song and a good song is dynamics. So we're going to really try to exploit those today. And then it switches up to that C sharp. Okay, so the intro is going to be kind of chill, and then the verse starts, and it'll be a little bit of rhythm section to kind of back it up. You
Okay.
can do like cymbal wash or whatever for the intro,
Okay.
Can
which
you
is just
can you call out maybe like when the verse would start?
yeah. So we're gonna just run through the chords.
Cymbal wash into the verse or cymbal wash like start of the song? Or is that what you're saying?
Cymbal wash started the song.
Okay.
Cymbal wash in more cymbals
Cymbals.
going into the verse. I'm gonna tap my foot to kind of give a. And this would be verse. Yeah, we'll add a little guitar. Can you give me more guitar? There you go. That's good. We'll run through that progression, I believe, twice. Okay, this is a real dropped out part, real quiet. Into the F sharp. One more time to the A. Then do a little bit of a build here, build. Then it goes chorus. Yes, this sounds really good. I missed a chord, but you did it right, John. Try not to get too fast. Energy up, but maintain the speed. F sharp, G sharp. And real quiet there. That's when we drop. And we'll hold it for an indefinite amount of time. This is going into verse 2. Then it goes verse 2 here. Yep, keep the drums up here. That dropout should buy us a lot of space to just hit the same dynamics as the first chorus. This is the last time through that progression. Then we're going to drop out again. Drop out here. Real quiet. I'll bring that down a little bit. And then it goes right in here. This is chorus. A little more energy in the chorus. something. But that's the whole song. How'd that feel? Pretty good. You guys get it?
So
I
that's
need more attack. I think I need a pick.
that's the end though. How we just did that get to where you wanted it? Or like
Yes. I'll answer that question in just a sec. John, did you get the picks? I'm sorry. I just chucked them at him. Oh, no.
Do you want me to clean that up right now? It's
no,
just a little
it's fine.
splash of
It's fine.
little coffee.
Yeah, leave it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see anything.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nick, dynamics could come up more
okay.
for the heavier parts. I got more room on the cutoff knob. You know, I can come up a little more. Pretty dark. I mean, I could come up a lot. I know that's really harsh. Am I busting out that gain? Am I just destroying it right now? Where do you think the breakup's coming?
It's not the gain structure here. It's
Somehow my device decided to be 3 cents out of tune.
I was wondering about that because my tuner told me I was on, but it was not working with your keys.
Yeah.
I'm like, how would keys be off, though?
So my suspicion is this keyboard is sending information that it shouldn't be.
Yeah, mod. If you can't ignore mod, you're
I
not
can.
Okay. Ignore mod.
I will. Let's go down to nothing. There you go. Somehow the mod was set to
The D tune.
the master tune.
What?
I don't know why, but I fixed it. I just had to double tap it. This app is really cool. So, real quick, I just want to brag a little bit. John and I figured out how to get good audio out of our iPhones, and that's opened up a huge world of possibilities. If there's any synth heads out there, getting like a little interface that can connect to an adapter on an iPhone to get a USB hub, oh man, you get so much potential. And I bought a couple $3 apps that sound like a $3,000 synth. Like, it's insane. Like,
I haven't even bought any apps, and everything I've found has been stupid good.
yeah.
So
I'm using John's rig today. I have an identical one, but and this is all being battery powered, by the way. So this is like an out rig that you can use with like just a little battery pack and a USB hub. And the trick John pointed out was powering the USB hub off the battery pack directly, and then snagging the USB as just using that as a to pull the the MIDI information, all that, the computer basically from the phone is the way to go. No drop in audio. Everything
I've had
sounds good.
no issues with that exact setup now for a couple weeks. So
And Katie and I was experimenting this week, and when Katie came over, the battery I was using at my place, I just started running it with the screen on my phone at 10 a.m. and we played with it. I didn't turn it off or anything until like basically like 8 or 9 in the evening, and it was and that's when it ran out. So
I haven't put a charge on that since, well, if any of you saw the whatever day I was like, I spent an entire afternoon when I got all the pieces in, just like playing with it. And when I finally got it working, I was so excited. I made a video
that's cool.
that I put up. But that pack has not been charged since that day.
Huh.
What does it say it's at?
Well, it is dropping tremendously fast now, probably because we're using it a lot, but it's at 58%.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Cool. At
Okay.
this point, I'm kind of letting it go because I actually want to know, like, does it stop putting out power like at 0%, or like will it stop working at 20? Like, I don't even know. I've never run it that low, so we're gonna find out.
So the app I'm using, I've recognized that something I really like in synth is FM synth. Do you know about FM synthesizers?
No.
Frequency modulation synths.
Like Yamaha DXs and that kind
It's
of
like
thing.
a very. This is probably why earlier you're like, this has a Phil Collins vibe to it. It's It's like an 80s style. Like, well, I guess it got really popular in the 80s with the DX7 John just mentioned, but it uses a series of sine waves in a certain. Like, they'll use several sine waves, and it'll run each sine wave into the next sine wave, and it creates harmonic values that can create any tone, basically, because there's a theory, and I can't remember who it was, but if you were to break down sound to its most fundamental DNA, it's just a bunch of sine waves. So the theory is that you could reverse engineer that and take a single sine wave, add sine waves to it, and create complex sounds as a result. So this app I got is called KQ Dixie, and it's got 6 little sine waves that you can mix in different ways to create any sound, and that's where these strings come from.
Didn't you say that's basically it's a DX like clone because it's got the same operator set and all that, or is that a
Yep.
different one?
No, this is it.
That
yeah.
explains the name then.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but I've used this with Katie's music. It works really well with hers. We did it with the If This Is a Risk, and using it with this, it turns out this is like the best thing ever. And I didn't have an FM synth.
They've been played on like every record,
Mhm.
man. I swear, it's
And-
one of the most iconic synths out there. I think.
It holds up. The sounds hold up, and then you can get it really like basic sounds, and you sound like a Sega Genesis. Like just you can. It's nutty. So, but that's what I'm using as the synth sound. If anyone's curious,
Sounds good.
I'd be curious if I was
That's cool.
watching. Okay, let's run there again.
Top.
I'll try to sing it this time since we have an idea. Yeah, from the top. So I'm gonna hold that A major, just to kind of set the vibe. Try to channel like the dreaminess. Like things are like you know, like that kind of like you're waking up, you're like woozy. I'm gonna speed it up.
Do you want to click?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Do you know what tempo the song is?
123. I wrote this song 10 times this week. I'm pretty sure I know the tempo.
So that intro, how long is the intro?
As long as we want it to be, maybe
Oh.
I'll indicate to you, like when the energy shifts, that's the verse, so I could indicate to you that I'm
Okay.
looking at it. The domino effect would be Nick brings up the dynamics, you bring in the arpeggiation.
But you'll just do that same progression. You
Yeah.
went, or do you go to that little like? You
Oh,
went to something different there.
No,
Yeah.
it's like the verse.
Oh, okay.
Really, in my head, it's open-ended what it's going to be, but in this context, just so you're certain of what it is, I am doing the verse 123. In this context, I'm just going to maintain like the verse chords, and then it'll give us an idea where the loop point is. I like in the recording I sent you and the one you heard, it kind of comes in with like a,
Mm-hmm.
and it's running through the verse chords in that case. Yes. I'm interpreting that ding, the higher pitch one, as the 1.
Okay, I was gonna. Yeah.
Is that how
That's
you
what
guys
I
are
was
seeing it?
thinking. I was wondering what.
Could be
it was.
anything.
I was
but-
assuming that's the one as well.
Okay.
Which is why I picked this click because it's very obvious.
I come in on the and on that transition a little bit. I try to make everything except for the first chord on the and. Oh yeah.
Can you turn the click up at all?
Messing up my own chords. Okay, let's call this going into the verse here.
The scene is an anchor, and I swear it pulls any harder, it's gonna tear me down. I'm trying to shrug off the awkward glance, being mindful not
I'm just holding it for an indefinite amount of time just because I got off a little bit. Just hold that A for a second. I'll tell you when we're going to the verse. How did that sound so far? Pretty good?
Yeah.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Is this where you put in the bad joke?
Yeah. It's figured into the set. All right.
Has to be really cheesy though.
Hope everyone's got a... I'd have to think about it beforehand.
Too much pressure.
That was pretty cheesy.
Everybody got a drink. Everyone feeling good tonight.
Tip your bartenders.
Tip your bartenders. All right, get real quiet here. Verse 2.
Scene is on fire, and I swear I'm using it to get my hopes lit up. You'll have to convince me you'll always play fair. I'm reaching for something to try and fill my cup.
Quiet. Right here.
It's alright, you go on and dance through the lights. I can dance all night, the neon glow. Then fall asleep to true crime radio. It's alright, if we're late for a show. We're off of the metronome. Fall asleep to true crime radio.
And then it drops and it builds right away into the chorus
That
again.
break?
Yeah. Hey, so far so good.
Yeah, I still can't really hear the click.
Click, click, click.
Hey,
I'll just do it while I sing.
Chew that gum.
Yeah, in time. Mr. Hall, if you're watching, I think I figured out how to chew gum in tempo. Oh, man.
Yeah, I do like the actual clicking better.
We'll say this is the beginning. Yeah, real quiet. Okay, verse.
The scene is an anchor, and I swear it pulls any harder, it's gonna tear me down. I'm trying to shrug off the awful plan, being mindful not to stare them down.
Very good. One more time. And this time we're gonna do a hold and then drop.
It's alright, you go on and dance through the lights. I could watch you dance all night, neon glow, then fall asleep to true crime radio. It's alright, if we're late for the show. Dance all night, neon glow, then fall asleep
build.
It's alright. Dance all night. It's alright. We're late for the show. Dance all night. Neon glow. And fall asleep. The True Crime Radio.
Let's run through that progression quietly.
Chorus.
Okay, we're end it here.
Very nice.
Thank you. That was awesome. So I wanted to real quick before we run it again, kind of give a backstory to this song. Hope everyone likes it who heard it just now. I'm not very confident with sharing my own music, but I'm trying to do that. And that's why I'm being facetious and acting like this whole day's about me.
That's
Don't
all-
worry, it's ironic.
I hope that comes across because I don't want to be seen as like an a-hole, like prideful person at all.
No, it's awesome
You-
song.
do you
It's
like
really
the
cool.
song?
Yeah, and
Thank you.
especially once you added the lyrics
Thank you.
like that. That's really cool.
True Crime Radio, favorite line.
Kind of
so
relevant to a lot of people are into the true crime thing. We might be on the tail end of that though, because we're getting oversaturated.
No. I know there's not because I was in South Bend the other day and there's literal billboards about podcasts about it.
One of the biggest ones is from South Bend, so
Oh, really?
No
yeah.
way. Which
Crime
one?
Junkie.
Crime Junkie. Okay, shout out.
Is that maybe that's what I saw then? Either way, I just found it really ironic. Like of all the dead media there is, like you have a podcast having billboard. Like that's just weird to me. But
People are really into
Sorry.
podcasts. I mean,
yeah, but no one's into billboards, you know?
but no one's into billboards.
Like Coca-Cola buys billboards, you know?
Yeah.
Like a podcast
Crime
doesn't buy
Junkie.
a billboard.
Crime Junkie doesn't. Well, they do apparently.
I guess.
That's
Someone
pretty neat.
does. I don't know that it was theirs, but I drove by one on Sample Street, so.
I didn't think about the relevancy of the line when I wrote it. I will explain the chorus in a second, but this song was originally written in 2016 with an entirely different chorus. So it's been kind of stewing for a while. Excuse me. I had a burp, but I also coughed. It's been stewing for a while. Like I've been trying to work on this song and get some sort of thing, and I didn't have a hooky chorus. And so now, in the last couple years, I think during COVID, everyone got real creative and artsy during COVID. I was able to muster out that chorus. I remember when Ash and I are laying down in the evening to fall asleep, we'll listen to True Crime Radio. She's got a couple of podcasts she'll run, and so I fall asleep to Axe Murders. I think a lot of people do
Yeah,
these
pretty
days.
hot.
It's pretty common.
Every night.
I
I-
dream about it.
I do
just
a-
love killing.
Here I go killing again.
No, we don't condone killing.
no, oh, no, we do not. No.
I do have a question for you though about
Yes.
so as far as like scrapping like the old lyrics to your
Yeah.
chorus, did you feel like in your gut like the whole time that original chorus was written that it like wasn't finished or like wasn't cuz like I know in my gut when something's done or not, like I feel a sense of satisfaction. Like is that how you felt about like the previous chorus? You were just like it works but it's not.
Yeah,
There.
I would agree. It was a placeholder.
Gotcha.
And that's part of the reason. And actually, to be fair, a lot of my music that I wrote around that time I considered a placeholder. I wrote for the more for the art of writing, not for the art of the music. I was more practicing writing without it being like, hey, this represents who I am as a person. And I'm very careful about how I present, and that's probably why I'm all in my head about this today. But yeah, back to your question though. Yeah, I always kind of felt that way, but I was certain about the verse.
Yeah. Because, like, I've had it on other ends, too, where I've written something I'm attached to, but it doesn't like it's a piece that needs to be cut out of the song for like structure purposes, and sometimes it's hard to like kill like those pieces if
I agree.
but you have to sometimes.
I'm
So
I'm
I was just
very
wondering, like,
lately I've been really good at cutting,
yeah.
and I had to do that a lot. We've talked about on the podcast, John and I, like going back to old songs and reshopping them, and not constantly writing all the time. Maybe pull up an old sound and see if there's something you can do with that, and because because I don't want to. All things are sacred to an artist. You have all these ideas, and you don't want to ruin them. And then there's a whole nother mindset where it's like kill your ideas.
I had an English teacher in
True crime
college
style.
who said sometimes you have to kill your babies, which
That-
is
Yeah, that's the
But that's true. That's like I get what he means by that.
that's what I'm
'cause-
drawing from. It's
yeah,
that
you
same
gotta, like-
mindset. Like sometimes, and that chorus that I got rid of. Hey, who's to say I can't use it for something else that fits better? I
Yeah.
can recycle it. But the verses in this is really about dealing with social anxiety. So the original chorus reflected that as well, where it was all about social anxiety and being in public and not being able to deal with. I've always struggled with like feeling like I have to perform and always feeling like I have to be on and present properly, and look a certain way or behave a certain way. And as a result of that, when I'm in a social setting, it gets very difficult to maintain my energy levels because I'm always on. I'm never able to relax in any social setting. So the verses reflect that. And it's also kind of talks about like, I don't typically drink. So like in those social settings, I think that helps. Maybe a little bit of alcohol might help facilitate some of those anxieties for some people. I don't drink. So for me in those settings, it becomes, it's like everyone else is grabbing a drink. And there's a verse in verse 2, it talks about looking for something to drink because when you're in that setting, your options are limited. You get water or Coke maybe, yeah. So
Coca-Cola. We just want to specify the beverage.
yeah, from Colombia. And we are always like, I'm always looking for like some kind of way to like fit in where the awkward question of why don't you have a drink in your hand right now question doesn't come up as often. So I'm always kind of like performative in a way, like even in that setting where I'm like trying to look like I'm enjoying myself usually, but like people don't believe me, so like I have to like present and perform that I am. Like it's like, yeah, I'm having a great time here. So all of that stress leads into the chorus where it's like, I'd rather be home, hanging out with my fiance, listening to the radio, true crime radio, and just chilling, or watching a podcast, or just hanging out. So like all that stress and anxiety of the verses collapses into this whole idea of like the chorus, which is like that's the relief, like being in that. So that's kind of like the vibes, and kind of that could help dictate some of the direction of the dynamics too, where like in the choruses having some elation to like the real like the decompressing of being out and about.
I like that.
Yeah.
I also I can't think of the right word, but I like how like the energy picks up sonically in the chorus, but it kind of counteracts like a chill night, but
Yeah.
like that's your excitement. That's
Yeah,
what you want to be doing.
Exactly.
It's cool. It's a cool concept. I dig
I'm glad
that.
you picked up on that.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you want to run it again?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, cool.
Yeah, a few times, as many times as you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
it's fun.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah,
Good.
it's-
And the everything seems pretty apparent. Is there any questions about the structure or dynamics or anything? I like the stop we did right before going into the chorus. If we could exploit that more, where everything drops out for that last, like, I don't know, what is it, like last beat?
You could wait as long as you want, as long as you come back in on the beat.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like while it's doing those.
Yeah,
dramatic
let's
you
walk.
wanna
Yeah,
get
like
with
walk
it,
through
but-
that real quick.
Okay, so let's say this is the first interlude before the chorus,
Okay.
where it's the longer interlude. It's going to be on that A. Or hold on, it's. That's it. for the other interludes, it's the same thing, but it's half as long as.
But you don't want like it's quieter than, or is it like? Because it comes, you do the chorus and then we like come down, and then there's like that interlude, like almost like nothing there. but
Nothing
you.
before the verse. There's an interlude as well, right? Is that what you're referring to?
No, I'm what we just did.
What we just did. Okay,
Yeah.
ask again. I'm misunderstood.
So we come out of it. So like chorus, bring it down, interlude. The
Mhm.
interlude is always going to be like spacious
Yes.
and empty,
Yes.
and then we pop back in.
Yeah.
And each time is going to be a little bit
More.
bigger.
Yep.
Except for the one time towards the beginning, we're going to do that and just kind of keep it the same.
Yeah.
Like verse 1,
Mhm.
chorus, interlude.
Well, it's
Verse
verse.
two.
Well, it's verse 1, interlude, chorus, because we're doing that going into the chorus.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
There is technically an interlude in between every section, verse and chorus.
Okay. But we
Uh,
bring it down after. So verse 1,
Mm-hmm.
bring it down.
Yep.
Okay.
And only before the chorus do we do the stop.
Oh, okay. So the interlude just kind of goes otherwise.
Right,
Okay. Well, yeah,
right.
just do it again. And
Yeah, we'll figure.
I think that's where I'm kind of like
Okay.
that's why I just want to keep doing it. Over
And I'm
over,
gonna
like-
visually cue you for that.
Sure.
So let's just call this the beginning.
Do you want to click?
Yes, please. Thank you for asking.
And we were on like the thing was on the 2 last
One.
time.
One. Can you hear the accent or no?
Yeah.
Just slightly louder. There you go.
Do that one more time. We're not going to the verse yet. Right here.
The scene is an anchor, and I swear it pulls any harder, it's gonna tear me down. I'm trying to shrug off your phone glares while being mindful not to stare them down.
This is the interlude. And then cut.
It's alright.
Does that make sense?
Through the night, could watch you dance all night. Neon glow, fall asleep to true crime radio. It's alright if we're late for the show. Dance all night, neon glow, fall asleep to true crime radio. The scene is on fire, and I was there, looking for moments to get my hopes lit up. You'll have to convince me you'll always play fair. I'm reaching for something, trying to fill my cup.
Quiet here. Yep. Build.
Hey, it's alright.
We'll work on it.
You go on and dance through it. Watch you dance all night. Neon glow and fall asleep to true crime radio. It's alright. We're late for the show. Dance all night. Neon glow and fall asleep
the end of the song, but we can keep like. I like that sound a lot. Let's do that chorus again. Like,
1, 2, ready, go.
It's alright if you wanna dance through the light. I could watch you dance all night. Neon glow and fall asleep and turn on radio. It's alright when we're late for the show. Dance all night, neon glow and fall asleep and turn on radio.
Any of you all listen to Andrew McMahon? Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness?
More of a something corporate fan, but
I'm actually more of a Jack's Mannequin fan, so all
all
good
good.
projects. But this song feels like his like In the Wilderness project to
yeah,
me.
it kind of does.
It's got that vibe.
It's a good vibe.
In fact, I may have ripped off a little bit of his one of his songs, but you know what? If you don't mind doing me a favor and looking the other way.
Stop.
Go to the beginning, real quiet. loop around to the verse again.
The scene is an anchor, and I swear it pulls any harder, it's gonna tear me down. I'm trying to shrug off the awful glare, being mindful not to stare them down. It's alright, you go on and dance through the lights. I could watch you dance all night, the neon glow, and fall asleep to true crime radio. It's alright, we're late for the show. Dance all night, the neon glow, and fall asleep to true crime radio. The scene is on fire, and I am there. I'm looking for moments to get my hopes lit up. You'll have to convince me you'll always play fair. Reaching for something to try and fill my cup.
That's a cutout there. That's okay. Here.
It's alright, go on and dance through the night. I could watch you dance all night, the neon glow, and fall asleep to true crime radio. It's alright, wait for a show. Dance all night, the neon glow, fall asleep to true crime radio. It's alright, you go on and dance through the lights. I could watch you dance all night, the neon glow, and fall asleep to true crime radio. It's alright if we're late for the show. Dance all night, the neon glow, fall asleep to true crime radio.
That sounded amazing. chords here.
The scene is an anchor, and I swear it's gonna tear me down. Trying to shrug off your phone glares, being mindful not to stare them down. It's alright, you wanna dance through the lights, dance all night, the neon glow, and fall asleep, the chicken radio. It's alright, we're late for the show, dance all night, the neon glow, and fall asleep, the chicken radio.
Build.
The scene is on fire, and I'm there, looking for moments to get my hopes lit up. You'll have to convince me you'll always play fair. I'm reaching for something to try and fill my cup.
Quiet. Right here.
It's alright. You go on and dance through the lights. I could watch you dance all night. The neon glow and fall asleep. The true crime radio. It's alright. We're late for the show. Dance all night. The neon glow and fall asleep. The true crime radio. It's alright. You go on and dance through the light. I could watch you dance all night. The neon glow and fall asleep. The true crime radio. It's alright when we're late for the show. Dance all night. The neon glow and fall asleep. The true crime radio.
Sounds really good.
Cool.
Thank you. Exploiting dynamics. Thank you very much, guys. I feel good about that.
I'm ready to
It
play
has
live.
been exactly an hour and 1 minute.
Good. My voice is shot.
Oh, dang.
Thank you. I don't sing very often, but thank you. And is anyone watching?
We've actually had 10 views on on YouTube so already. So
Wow. Well, thank you for tuning in. If you're interested in what we're doing here, please check out our website. We have a website with a lot of information for you. Also, I'm going to throw out the pitch one more time. Can you take a little reverb? Thank you. I'm going to throw out the pitch one more time. We do have a lot of opportunity for a band or an artist, who maybe a solo artist, to do a 30-minute set on our podcast. John and I are ready and excited. We have everything we need but the band. So if you're interested in that, please email us.
Grand Rapids friends, I'm looking at you.
We would like that. Like, just come down. We'll facilitate the space. All you have to do is set up, treat it like a venue. You're showing up to a bar to play. The only difference is in-ear monitors, and not in and we don't have individual mixes for everyone yet. So there's a lot of like DIY, like there's a lot of things here that are not ideal, but we're working on getting to that level where everyone can have individual mixes. But for the time being, everyone shares a unified mix. If that deters you, I'm sorry. We're working on it. But if you're cool with those parameters, please stop on in. We'd love to hear from you. Email us. Let us know if you got 30 minutes of original material. We'd like to showcase it. Throw up the dono screen again for me. I want to just throw a little attention. If you're on this list, really appreciate you for donating and helping us out in various ways, with whether it be your time or money resources, or just you might be on this list and you're just able to help us pay the rent. So appreciate all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, let us know how we're doing. Let us know who you are. Anything else, John? What else do we got? Follow us on everything. I said that. Email us. Sounds good. Nick, thank you for being here. Katie, thank you. And John, as always, you and I holding down the fort, doing the vibing thing. And Ash, thank you for running the videos again.
We got to go back into it, though, right?
Sure, we'll end it on the song. You can actually end the stream while we're jamming. All right, see you next week.